This is gonna be awful. This is gonna be awful. There it goes. Snap. Oh, tabaknak. Nope. I'm done. I'm done. Fuck.
Sounds like you were doing like a death metal growl there.
Oh my god, that was
Felt it.
awful.
I felt it. I even felt it.
Will to be damn it! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, HIBIKI HIGHSPOTS, right here, HIBIKI TMD. And my oh my, yes, another revolving door, another panel of guests this week. Last week, once again, thank you to JD and Colin. Coming on, talking some Wrestle Kingdom 12. If you haven't checked it out on demand, check out JD's show, Red Leaf Retrocast, excuse me. Awesome gaming channel from my buddies up north. Hope to be a guest on there someday, but thank you again for coming on. Hope to have you on more projects in the future. But speaking of projects, I have two podcasts merged with another guy who's back on one. I don't know, but there's a lot of guys from a lot of shows once again this week. Number one, always a pleasure from First Thing in the Morning, Ftitm podcast. Man, you've come to know oh so well right here on the channel. MTLBroski, everything back in the fold, going back as normal over there on your channel. Good to see you're making videos again. Just did Ftitm podcast newest episode with you the other day. What's going on? How you been? And where can everyone check out?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. You can check me out at youtube.com/First Thing in the Morning Show. If you want to support things I do, you can do it so in two ways. Number one, prowrestlingtees.com/FTITM. And second, patreon.com/FTITM. And I'm back. I just recorded a Broski and a Hoski, which will be out tomorrow morning because I'm called First Thing in the Morning. Get it? Ha. Good.
I don't get it.
Oh, and I guess you can follow me on Twitter. I haven't been suspended yet at MTLBroski514.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And seeping through the cracks, there he is. Another week. He was on the Wrestle Kingdom show last week. Bronson, what's going on, man? How you been? Where can everyone catch you?
Thank you for having me again. It's always a pleasure being on this show. You can catch me at Bronson Tron on Twitter. Bam.
Bam.
Done.
Simple man, simple plan as usual. And the last piece of the Triforce this week from Future Wrestling. All these guys, Future Wrestling. That's what's bringing it all together. See what we did there? The glue, the foundation over there. The Crown Prince of Pepperonis, the Harbinger of Habaneros, the owner of Logies Hobigies, Logan Myers. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back. It's been a minute. I missed you last week. I know you don't watch New Japan. I don't even think you call it Wrestle Kingdom, but it is good to have you back. Rest in peace, Cruise Control. Maybe we'll see what happens in the future. That show has to get better for it to come back, in my opinion, but not talking the Cruiserweights this time, bud. What's going on?
I'm back once again, Logan Myers. You guys can check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144. Check out Future Wrestling Podcast with me, Eric, and Bronson, right there on Future Wrestling Podcast, right there on YouTube. Just search it, like, subscribe, and enjoy. Travis, I'm glad to be here.
Why'd you say my name like that?
Because I'm just glad you're back.
He says in the most monotone voice ever.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I'm glad to be here too, Logan. I missed you so much.
Yeah, you could really feel the emotion and the energy right there, you know? It's like, yeah.
I feel it. Well, speaking of people coming back, let's get right to the very first thing. Probably one of the biggest news stories, probably the biggest this week. As of today, though, I don't know. Paige just came back from injury with this horrible absolution stable in this awful direction they were going, which we come to see where they're just calling up women to fill spots for the Rumble, in my opinion. But unfortunately, due to previous neck injuries, and it seems like her latest one she suffered, we didn't know the extent at first. It was real hush-hush, right? And now it's out there. And look, I've said it on Twitter. I've said it to DMs to all you guys. I don't wish this on anyone unless they deserve it. I don't feel Paige deserves it. Yes, she was a young lady. We're all going to make mistakes. Hell, if you guys knew me at 22 years old, you might not listen to my fucking show the way I used to roll. But I wasn't a fan of her professionally. I feel like she was one of the more overrated women. You know what I mean? I think she came along at a time where we were with this era of AJ Lee's and like just like the Bellas were. And I know Eric, you love the Bellas, but in all seriousness, just like not the caliber of women we have now. And it made her stand out.
I
and
love
seem
Nikki.
a little bit better than she was maybe at the time. But that being said, Paige, it looks like WWE isn't going to clear her, and unfortunately, she's going to have to retire, guys. I know a lot of people were taken aback this week. A lot of people upset. I don't know if any of you guys were like devastated about it, but I mean, it is sad. I know we're all going to agree on that. I mean, if you're pretty much heartless if you don't think it's sad about that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, but don't you think that they're gonna have to announce it if that's gonna be the case, if she is retired? I mean, the fact that they didn't yet makes you think maybe there's a chance.
I mean, they already removed her from the Rumble poster she was on.
Oh yeah. But
I would
Yeah,
assume
but we said
she's
there might
done,
be a
man.
chance for Daniel Bryan too.
I mean, yeah, there's that too. Daniel Bryan is always in the rumors of coming back. I mean, do you think? How old is she, guys? 25?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, 92 she was born, so whenever.
Is it worth the risk to keep her in there, or do you think it's the right call?
Fuck
to pull the plug?
no. Hell no. It's the right call for her, and it's the right call for the company. Because I'm sure she would jump back in the ring, just like Daniel Bryan would jump back in the ring. The difference between Paige and Daniel Bryan is there's been a lot more time for Daniel Bryan, and reports of different diagnoses. English is hard. From different doctors that indicate that he might be able to get back into the ring. Whereas with Paige, this is all fresh. It hasn't even been officially announced. And like I said on Twitter, I'm not a fan of Paige, but I certainly didn't want her to potentially have to like quit doing what she loves at 25. And I think this leads into the whole outrage on Twitter where people were blaming Sasha Banks, which these people have to be new to wrestling. I feel like the people that are bitching about this have to be new to wrestling, because anybody who's been watching wrestling for more than a minute realizes that, they're not dancing in there. It's a hard way to earn a living, and accidents are going to happen.
Well,
and I'm sure
Sasha,
Sasha.
the fact she's been doing it since she was like 15, is she didn't just start, wrestling with Sasha Banks.
She's 25, but she's got her bump card is a lot older than 25. You know what I mean? Like, but it's interesting. It's interesting how it seems that as WWE tries to make the product safer, people are getting more injured and more injured and more injured. And I think it's time to take a serious step back and really start considering an off season.
And
Yes.
then I agree. I totally agree. But they do boneheaded, things that make you scratch your head. Like last night, they brought the curve stomp back. It's like, do they want their cake and eat it too? Where are we at with this shit, Logan? Like,
Wait, hold on. But that move never technically injured anybody. Never did. Not even close.
But that was still their call that it was unsafe. That was more of a playground thing. But still, it seems like the more they've gotten nothing but more PC. It just seems like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not against it. It just seems like a head scratcher that came out of nowhere last night that they brought it back.
It was cool, but
it was definitely a cool moment. It was definitely a cool moment, but it did come out of nowhere, which I think is why people are reacting, or should I say overreacting. My favorite tweet, and I think you saw this too, Travis, was the I'm not going to name him because I don't want to give him any promotion because they're pretty fucking lame. But that dude who posted like, "Oh my God, the Attitude Era is back." And I was like, for fuck's sake, are you serious? Yeah, because Finn Balor and Seth Rollins were great in the Attitude Era.
What the
fucking?
That's a dumb fucking statement. Somebody's clearly never seen the Attitude Era.
And it's so funny because if you go look at the tweets, it's like, I was surprised because it's like 50-50. Half the people are like, "Oh my God, it's back," and the other 50 are like, "Dude, think before you tweet." For
I saw
sake.
ones that are like, "Calm down," and stuff like.
Yeah.
So because somebody does a curb stomp, the Attitude Era is back.
Yeah, apparently.
NoDQ.com. Fuck them. Put them on blast.
I'll believe the Attitude Era is back when fucking Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch are swimming around in a swimming pool of pudding. Then I'll believe the Attitude Era is back. All right.
And wardrobe malfunctions and
when Ruby Riott is on her hands and knees crawling on the floor and barking like a dog at the behest of Vince McMahon, then the Attitude Era is back. Until then, let's pump the brakes, all right?
When Nia Jax is in a medically induced coma in a wheelchair, and all that shit.
But my thing is, when it comes,
my mind is stupidity. Go ahead, Logan. Sorry.
It's fucking dumb.
My thing is, when it comes down to it, to me, you bring back the curb stomp and all that. That's fine. I'm not against it. Because to me, any move that these guys do in the ring could injure somebody, no matter what.
Yeah,
no matter how long you've trained, no longer how many times you've done that move, things can happen at any point, and that's just how I feel. As for Paige, though, you can't blame Sasha Banks.
Hell no.
You just cannot. And whoever,
you blame anybody.
Any of, any of them that complain about that and say it's Sasha Banks' fault.
Well,
are you dumb?
I wasn't gonna reveal this because my source asked me not to, but I'm gonna give you guys some breaking news. It's Seth Rollins' fault.
No, yeah. Let's blame him.
I can't tell you who my source is, but I bet you can guess.
He did injure.
How's Logan?
Well, you ask any Canadian, they're going to tell you it's Seth Rollins. See, point in case.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You know what's crazy about it? It seems like the most devastating, maneuver lately in the last couple of years. Looks like one that doesn't even hurt that much. The buckle bomb. That thing has tore guys the hell up lately. On the barricade outside, in the ring, it doesn't matter. Don't fuck with the buckle bomb.
Yeah, I think it's all in the way you land.
Yeah, because you have no way of protecting yourself. I mean, that's what killed Sting's career and Balor.
It was always one of those like softball moves, like as kids, right? You were like, oh, that's not that bad. But like hindsight 2020 as adults now, you're like, yeah, you see the whiplash effect it could cause and all that. But
yeah.
To me, what's so devastating for her injury though for Paige is the to me looking back when Stephanie McMahon announced the Rumble was her emotion on her face that she was going to be able to be involved in the Rumble. She was literally in tears. So that does come back to like make me feel really bad that she is going through this. And then, like you guys said, we still might be able to see Daniel Bryan in the future. Never know. We can't say never know. We can't say it's never going to happen for Paige either.
It's amazing how Kurt Angle's neck is hanging by rubber bands, and he was just in a ladder match. But like they won't clear up. I mean, I get it; they're thinking for her future, but like you're right. Like you never know. Look at that; it just happened with Angle, and he'll probably be back for Mania.
Anything can happen. I still say, if Sting wanted to come back for another match, he would. And we've seen so many injuries to Undertaker as well, and a lot of people say he should just retire and give it up and.
He definitely should.
Yep.
Fuck him.
But look, he keeps coming back no matter what. So, I mean, look at that.
You brought up the Stephanie McMahon thing, and this is probably take it off in another direction, but I figured it would go this route anyway because it's coming up, the first ever Women's Rumble. That segment when Stephanie came out of nowhere and did her Mama Steph routine and, was the mother hen and spoke for all the little ducklings or whatever. That was awful. And that makes me feel sad for Paige.
It was the worst.
She showed when she broke character, but that was the worst fucking thing to do with this new invading heel stable, and it killed them. It flatlined them, and after that, we've seen this mediocrity out of them, even Steven booking, and it was the worst way to promote this Women's Rumble they've done this year. They've done nothing but the wrong decision after week after week after week with this Women's Rumble, in my opinion. Yes, I feel like the crowd's going to be red hot, but no matter who's going to win this Rumble, guys, I feel like none of the fans are going to be content. None of them. Because, for one, the women matches generate so much more negativity to me. They just do.
Yeah.
It just feels that way. It's just people are always so fast to turn sour in a women's wrestling discussion and take sides. And
I think WWE is going to put the Women's Rumble last.
Ooh, that would be some balls.
Do you think they would?
That would be very fucking ballsy.
I think they will. They announced it last night.
That would be very shocking if that happens. Shit.
I think I kind of want them to do it just to see the fucking meltdown.
That damn well there will be one
with the men's.
And then I want to watch the meltdown, and then I want to watch the super feminists fucking gloat. And be like, and then I want to watch them gloat, and then I want the Rumble to be absolute garbage. So then everybody could be like, that's why the women aren't in the main event. And then the fucking shit show can get on to the race. I could just sit back and fucking enjoy. That's what I want. Well, but no, I seriously think the way that WWE is going, I think there is a possibility that the women will go on last.
It's a good possibility. I could see it happening. At the same time, there was rumors going around that there's going to be a lot of NXT women involved in this Rumble as well. So I don't know.
That's probably going to happen. Yeah, they don't have 30. They don't have 30 women on the roster, so we'll definitely be getting some NXT women and probably a couple legends like Michelle McCool was rumored, and
Molly Holly has been confirmed.
Oh yes, Molly Holly is so hot.
Like yesterday or whatever, right? Like Ronda officially is signed now, correct?
Is that official?
Yeah,
I haven't heard.
I've seen it a bunch of places.
I've seen a bunch of places. I haven't seen WWE announce it though.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't trust nothing until I see that WWE tweet something out.
I know it's rose-colored glasses
All the rest.
The marquee answer, but I really have a feeling we're seeing Ronda come out in the Rumble.
It could be. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'd rather see her.
I mean, why not? I mean,
They
if
want
you want this,
mainstream eyes going into Mania season.
want this.
She'll do it, man. She'll fucking do it. If she's not in the Rumble, she'll show up at the Rumble, maybe to set up an angle towards heading in towards Mania. I could see that too.
Like in the crowd at first, kind of like Big Show and Mayweather started, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Lawrence Taylor, all the good ones. Well, that wasn't a good one, LTM, but like the standard ones always had him sitting in the crowd at first, and then the angle would progress. I could see that definitely. Speaking of progressing, it seems like I don't want this to hurt the guy. I don't think it will. Look, so many other guys have done so many worse things, gotten away with it. Unfortunately, it broke out today in the news. Jey Uso, real name Josh Fatu, popped for a DWI, according to all the sheets. Over the weekend after a house show, Sunday night in Texas. I don't know the exact location. I mean, not a good look, obviously, not a good career move, but everybody's human, guys. I mean, I've seen people already in the last 2 hours put this man on blast, denounce being a fan of them. When, guys, come on. You praise people like Ric Flair. Steve Austin was no saint. You know, he kind of beat his wife, and this man is praised. You guys love his podcast and shit, right? I mean, come on. Who are you? I get it. It's not like he's a fucking pedophile, guys.
And also look what Kurt Angle has done in the past too.
Yep.
Thank you.
So
that's why I brought you here, Logan. Look at that.
It's just fucking people on the internet who like to pretend they've never done anything wrong to anybody, who are just virtue signaling for likes because they think it fucking means something. Look, I'm not condoning his actions, right? You shouldn't drink and drive. End of story. There's really there's no discussion there. That's just the way it is. If you drink, you don't drive. And if you're somebody who's in the public eye, that goes fucking 10 times for you, right? But look, he fucked up. No one got hurt. At the end of the day, he's gonna have to accept the consequences of his actions, and there you go. But to fucking stop being a fan, no, sorry, they're too good in the ring, and their theme song is too good. I'll give him a pass. Sorry.
And it's not like he's a repeat offender. This isn't his character. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like he's fired. They're gonna understand.
Yeah. How old is he? How old is he?
Our age, I'm
he's
mid-30s.
very young.
Are they in their 30s? Okay, that's a little bit harder to accept. I can't it's harder for me to be like, he's young, because he's not. He should know better.
Yeah.
But
he's
to
32 years old.
I don't think he should lose his job. I don't think they'll probably drop the titles, but I don't think he should lose his job. Maybe if WWE really
is fair.
A fine is fair, or I was going to say a fine or a 30-day suspension. Send a message. That I'd be fine with. But
I don't even think they're going to do any of that.
No,
and the
maybe
crazy
a fine
part
for public for just like I think he'll get a fine just for PR.
Yeah, probably.
But maybe I could see a suspension. I could see it actually because they're super sensitive. WWE's super sensitive with PR.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And then I don't know, make him go do some sensitivity training or something. I don't know. But to lose his job, come on, relax, fuck.
Just put him in an angle with Bray Wyatt. That'll teach him.
That'll kill his career. There you go.
And the ones complaining and the ones that are saying they're not a fan of him anymore, they probably just got out of jail about a week ago. So, just saying.
They used their one internet usage of the day from jail to tweet that. Anyway, I hope it turns around. I love the Usos too much, too, as a team right now. And just see, I'm so happy for the guys. They've turned their career around,
Just to kind of say my last piece on this, I'll give him a pass for this one. Everybody makes mistakes. If we're here 6 months to a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is later, talking about his second one, it's going to be a whole different story. I think everybody's allowed to make a mistake. Nobody got hurt in this case. doesn't make it okay, but it's like the consequences of his actions for anybody else. Things are just going to affect him. So give him a fucking chance. Everybody makes mistakes. And if you want to sit there and fucking tweet how you're so much better because you have the moral high ground, you're probably a fucking scumbag. Let's be honest.
In 6 months from now, if he's like pulling a Sonny and this is like every 2 weeks, that's a different, like you said. But
then we'll have a very different discussion. But until that happens, I'm giving the guy in a time when all it takes is an accusation to ruin someone's life, I'm going to give him a pass. Mr. Uso, you get a pass from me.
And my last comments is like I said, they've probably been in jail about a week ago. They're used to the damn penitentiary, so.
Man, Logan going in hard off the inmates this week.
Throat, just like in jail.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I kind of feel like this one was in the news this week, but it kind of went under the radar as compared to like the Paige. It was kind of like parallel. Mark Henry came out and announced. I mean, everybody kind of saw this coming, so I guess I see why it was under the radar. But yeah, he's done. Came out and announced last week.
So that's it. No more.
That's it for Big Mark. Apparently, wants to spend more time with his family was the quote that I read, and that's
makes sense.
Which is crazy. If you go back to '96. I don't know if any of you guys remember. You probably do. How he debuted against Jerry Lawler with like this cheesy ass fucking USA get up, and then he was in the Nation, and then just Sexual Chocolate was great, right? And then he was
Sexual Chocolate was
years,
awesome.
and to see what he evolved into is kind of incredible. To think he was there for 20 fucking plus years, and he pulled it off. So I mean, shout out to him.
And he's kind of a good story of he kind of stayed with the company through that entire war with WCW, and then kind of like saving the best for last, because his Hall of Pain gimmick, that was awesome. Like that's when I kind of really started getting back into wrestling, like watching it weekly, checking the sheets, going online, all that kind of shit. And the Hall of Pain stuff was awesome. I was like, wow, Mark Henry, we're light years away from Sexual Chocolate. You know, as good as Sexual Chocolate was, it was cool to see him kind of just be that dominant motherfucker that you've been wanting to see him be for forever. And sure, no one's going to be talking about his world title run, in 20 years. But at least he got a world title run.
They won't be talking about his title run, but I feel like the thing he did, the legendary salmon-colored sports coat, the retirement thing with John Cena, that right there, plus his length of service, is Hall of Fame worthy. That segment was one of the best things ever done on Raw. To this day, it was so good. In an era where we didn't get a lot of good moments, quite frankly.
He should have retired after that. Would have been perfect, too, after that.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
I still think that when he did that, fake retirement in that pink sports coat and then beat the shit out of John Cena, I still think he should have beat Cena, had that last run, and then retire.
Yeah, I linked you guys the other day. I don't know if you called it. It was like Sean Mooney and Peter Rosenberg in the warehouse. And, they had the jacket in there, and, Sean Mooney was wearing it or something. It was hilarious. What do you think, Logan? Mark Henry, Hall of Fame-worthy career in your eyes, or no, shit the bed?
I think he's Hall of Fame, definitely. I saw a quote that he said he didn't want to come back 6 or 7 times like Ric Flair did. So that kind of
or Terry Funk.
Yeah, so, Terry Funk is worse.
Tremendous.
He's probably retired like 20 times already with Terry Funk.
But I think,
I'm Terry Funk. I got it. I need to work on Terry Funk.
I do think he's Hall of Fame worthy. I do.
I do too. I really do.
Yeah,
Bronson,
I agree.
You on board the Mark train for this Hall of Fame induction this year?
Yeah, I mean, if the Godfather's in the Hall of Fame, he sure as fuck should be. I mean, fuck.
That's an excellent point.
I mean, the Godfather in the Hall of Fame, what a fucking joke that is.
Come on.
Jeez.
Come on.
No.
Got one of the biggest reactions to this day.
That's a shitty gimmick. You could give a bunch of...
It wasn't a shitty gimmick.
It was
a perfect gimmick at the perfect
It was
time.
all right.
It was a product of its time.
It wasn't great. No, even then, I mean, it was okay.
Papa Shango was awesome. What the fuck are you talking about?
Papa Shango scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Shango was awesome.
Yeah, it's goofy, man. The best.
Oh, man. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, Goldberg announced the first inductee this year, to the surprise of fucking, probably 2 people in this world. And there's probably, his 90-year-old grandparents who don't even know where they're at. I mean, everybody saw this coming a mile away. I mean, whatever.
Who inducts him?
That's a good question.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. Oh, man.
I'm going to go
Imagine
say something crazy. I'm going to say Hulk Hogan does.
Imagine if it's his first opponent, fucking Hugh Morris. Build him on.
Oh, no.
Build-A-Mont and Bret Hart both co-induct him.
Jesus.
The beginning of his career and the end of his career, all in one induction.
Yeah, who would induct Bill Goldberg? That's a good one.
I'll say Hulk Hogan.
It's WCW. Send Sting out there.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, you know who could induct them? Jim Ross. They're friends. Two Oklahoma people. Maybe Jim Ross will do it.
Are they friends?
That's what I've heard. Yeah, they know each other. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to think. I'm like trying to think who's Goldberg's friend in the wrestling business.
Yeah, exactly.
His son could induct him.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Whoever signs
I'll take
checks.
it. As long as he keeps his fucking shirt on. Whoever signs his checks. Travis is right. They should get the accountant for WWE to induct him.
No, seriousness. If he has a send-off here, if a send-off match or whatever, they're so iffy on their Hall of Fame guys, too. That doesn't mean, like, they're never going to work again. We've seen it with Bret Hart in 2010. It doesn't mean shit. Just last year sucked to see Kevin Owens. Whether you liked his title run or not, I wasn't a big fan of how it was booked. To just see it hit that brick wall of Goldberg at Mania season.
Oh, yeah, that sucked.
That was fucking garbage. Fucking terrible.
But it is what it is.
Although I felt like it was a fitting end to it was a fitting end to that title run. Like if that run had a perfect ending, that would be it. Because as much as I love Kevin Owens and as excited I was when he got the title, let's be honest, it's like a Y2J first title run style thing. No one's gonna remember it. Yeah, they'll remember the way he won the title and the way he lost it, but nothing in between.
The way he won the title had us all ecstatic. And Kevin Owens is what we're talking about. It had us all ecstatic in the route we thought they could go with, like, this new evolution, right, with Triple H. And it just, nothing. Except, Jericho. And a lot of people are like, well, the Festival of Friendship was worth that shitty long month, whatever title reign. I'm like, well, it was really good. It was a good segment, but that was a long, bad run, in my opinion. But
the Festival of Friendship was pretty fucking awesome, though. That was, like, one of the best moments of last year.
Yeah. Oh, most stuff. Speaking of long bad runs, TNA in the news this week. EC3, Bobby Lashley, and Laurel Van Ness, three biggest names done. It seems like EC3 is on his way. Lashley, I haven't heard anything about. I don't know if you guys have. And Laurel Van Ness, I would pretty much say is on her way too. I don't even know if you guys are all familiar with Laurel Van Ness. I think she's pretty good. But what do you guys think? And who do you swoop up? I think the obvious for all of us is going to be fucking EC3.
Yeah. I like EC3. But they have to let him be EC3. But they won't.
Don't do the dude man bro gimmick or whatever he had at first. Derek Bateman.
Tag him with Zack Ryder.
That's going to be Zack Ryder's backup against Mojo. He's going to Derek Bateman with an afro.
Apparently, he can be EC3 if he wants, since the legal stuff going on with TNA, Impact Wrestling, whatever. Supposedly, that's his name. He can. All the wrestlers that leave TNA Impact Wrestling can use their names, so.
The only thing I question, and I get, that's fine, Eric Young, Bobby Roode, all those guys could be, but, to let him be Ethan Carter III, then they would have to use the mythos of Dixie Carter, and she's never been in the storyline. You think they would go that route because people are going to know why he's called EC3 and what that means for people that don't know him. That would be one of your biggest questions, I feel like.
She would certainly want to be a part of the WWE, so if they call her up, she'll be there in a second, Dixie Carter.
She did that shot in that documentary. I can't remember what it was.
Which was shocking. I think it was Kurt Angle. Yeah, it was a Kurt Angle one.
Yeah.
So that's possible.
Broski, what is about
maybe they'll change it. Maybe he'll be Ethan.
Broski, what is about EC3 that stands above the pack in this little ensemble?
I think he's got somewhat of a a full package type of vibe to him. He's got a good look. He can cut a hell of a promo. I've seen some of his promos for what's that fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Is it Evolve? Yeah, I think it was in Evolve where he cut some pretty awesome promos against Triple H. So I know he can cut really, really good promos. I just think he has a really good look. I think he's a kind of a Vince McMahon looking guy. Maybe a little bit on the short side for Vince's tastes. I'm not too sure how short he is, or how tall he is, I should say. But yeah, I think he has a lot of upside to him, a lot of potential. It'll be interesting to see if he goes. He'll probably go to NXT. I don't think any of them will really shoot right to the main roster. NXT needs some boys down there anyway.
6'2".
6'2", yeah. So yeah, okay, that's
maybe
young. That's not sure.
Is he? How old is he?
He's 34.
Yeah, that's
Youngish.
still his. Well, he's still got a good 6 years, until he hits 40. That's usually when wrestlers really start slowing down, late 30s, early 40s.
Except
so
if you're Styles, but that's another.
Well, it seems like lately,
that's true.
Like Eric Young, Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, those guys are late 30s. They got to be 40, right?
Yeah, they're close. Yeah, they're close.
Yeah, so maybe, maybe it's closer to 45 now.
It's weird.
Maybe the wrestlers have a couple more years, and if that's the case, then there's still plenty of time to use EC3, make him a big star. So it'll be interesting.
He has that perfect look. I feel like that's tailor made for the big show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bronson. What do you think it is that none of us said Bobby? Why do you think Bobby Lashley isn't the standout in this? What is it about Lashley, even in his WWE run, that just never really caught on with people?
No. See, he left, and then they fired Crystal, and that's why he left. Supposedly, that's why.
He had tremendous heat with that, but I feel like even when he was, he had Donald Trump in his corner. To see what they tried to push him as, it just never caught on.
Yeah, but that could have restarted, but then he left, right? So who knows? But I think ever since he left, I'm pretty sure WWE's probably still pissed at him for leaving. So I don't think they would want him because he never fought for the UFC. He fought for Bellator, which is fucking Bush League. It ain't the UFC. So
is he done, by the way, with MMA, or is he still pursuing that?
He was doing both, I remember. So I don't.
I could just see him going strictly MMA. I could just see him like, I've done wrestling. It's time to get serious with this. If there's not a lot of options, let's go. Is he going to go to Ring of Honor? Maybe I could see Lashley in New Japan.
Yeah, Bob Sapp was huge in New Japan for a while, so why,
Oh God! Okay, speaking of Bob Sapp, what a name drop! Thank you, bro. You ever see the commercial with Bob Sapp? It was like dancing with all the Japanese girls. If you haven't, everyone listening, everyone on this panel need to check it out. It's one of the best things you've ever seen in your life.
Send that link later.
Logan, why EC3?
Well, he's got a lot of fan base. That's the one thing that you got to look at. I know that a lot of people don't watch Impact Wrestling that much anymore, but at the same time, there's still fans that watch and they see EC3 as a guy that WWE could look at. And apparently, the rumors are on WrestleZone.com is WWE is definitely interested in bringing him in. And
a lot of Rumble speculation. Obviously, but I feel like this one's pretty strong and valid.
What do you think if they do the same gimmick, but instead of being Ethan Carter, he's, I don't know, Ethan McMahon or something?
He's Vince's illegitimate son.
Yeah, exactly. Ethan McMahon the third. No, there's no third. Oh, God. Well, it'd be
Ethan Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah, there you go. EKM.
That actually sounds good. Kind of rolls off the tongue.
That's a good one, man. Kudos on that.
They're going to steal it because everything Broski spouts out on any show he's on, or me or Logan, they always steal our shit. So
it's not fair.
Look at that popping up at the Rumble.
Remember, Travis? I kept saying, hey, they need to push fucking Gallows and Ness, and they finally started using them.
See, they caught the Bronson bug too while they're at it. Laurel Van Ness, are any guys familiar with her real quick?
She's Zack Ryder's girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And she's from Vancouver. That's all I know.
Well, she does like this Courtney Love gimmick is what it reminds me of, like the smeared lipstick, like this drunk character in TNA. She pulled it off fine. It's a little too silly. I don't think she'll be carrying that character over into wherever she goes.
Yeah, probably not. It'd be a refreshing change of pace, though. Like, she would stand out from the other girls on Raw and SmackDown, so I wouldn't be against it. Well, except
maybe
her
feuding with like Nikki Cross.
Oh, that would be awesome. That's my girl right there.
One's drunk and one's on acid. Fucking.
Ever since she got fucking sandwiched into a table, that's my fucking girl right there. Walked out on her own. That's a lady.
Yeah. Hopefully after Mania, we finally see Sanity on Raw or SmackDown. It's time already. They already lost the belts. Shit happens.
Funny you should mention it. Last little tidbit tonight is a tag team making their way to NXT along with a few others. This was in the works for a couple weeks, kind of brewing. Tuna Meltzer got it right. Shout out to Tuna Meltzer. War Machine, Ricochet, Candice LeRae also all signed. They to the Performance Center deals. I don't know the extent any of that. I just know WWE put it out. They all came out on the social media, so they're in. Out of all these guys, I feel like War Machine are, oh my God, perfect. It's what the Bludgeon Brothers should be, right? They're really good. If you're not familiar with War Machine, I would say definitely check them out. Unfortunately, I feel like as all these talent get to the main roster, the tried and true argument, yes, they're going to get watered down. Let's just enjoy it now, see where it goes. Ricochet, I can see it. And it's funny looking back, Ricochet was actually turned down by WWE a few years back. And then he went out.
Yeah.
Became a journeyman, and it's coming full circle for him. Say what you want about his style. It definitely has a demographic that's into that. And it's good business move. Candice LeRae obviously was in the Mae Young Classic. And she looked, she did well. Mrs. Johnny Gargano. So there you go. I don't think any of us are unhappy with any of these, quite frankly.
No.
I think Ricochet is going to do great in 205 Live.
Ooh.
That's where I think they're going to put him. I genuinely think that's where they're going to put him.
I mean, I'd say 205 Live is dead after WrestleMania, maybe before. I don't think it's going to go on after that.
Well, there's evidence for that. If you think about this Facebook Mixed Match Challenge.
Which actually, while we're recording this, going on right now.
It's on right now, yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's on at the same time as 205 Live. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Did you notice they didn't promote 205 Live too much on Raw?
No.
Yeah. Awesome.
There you go.
I could see it.
I'm
actually watching it, so you guys already know I'm watching it. So
what are they going to do with all those dudes if they do that, though? There's a lot of people. Well, I guess there's not that many people in that division.
Put it in NXT. Plain and simple.
Oh, yeah. That's a great
pick
point.
Your standouts.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be cherry picked.
Ari Daivari, thank you. Future Endeavored.
Future Endeavored, Rich Swann.
Probably.
Well, that's a little different, Logan.
I
feel like they would have kept Rich Swann had he had an. Yeah. I feel like War Machine, like I said, they're probably going to do the best out of this. I'm calling it right now, even more so than Ricochet, because I kind of see that. I didn't think about it first, but now that you say it, if it's around, I can see them thrusting him in the cruiserweight. Even if they don't, I don't see him being like a top guy at all.
No, I don't either.
No.
No, but it also gives a lot more talent to the mid-card division, and I don't see that as a bad thing either.
Which is totally fine, yeah. But I feel like War Machine, they're going to get possibly, based on what I've seen, what they're capable of, and just their look, they're going to get maybe, I don't want to jinx them, knocking on wood, a Road Warriors type run. Maybe. Because we're due. And AOP is good for what they are, but they're lacking something. And I feel like War Machine has that thing that transcends off the camera that AOP should have. You know what? And I could also see Ellering switch in the storyline and go with War Machine. Imagine that.
I feel AOP lacks charisma. They have no fucking charisma at all.
They show it in ring. They show glimpses of it, right? When they get intense in ring, but it's not enough. They're capable of, doing it. It needs to carry through everything from the entrance to the promo to the vignette. It's got to be more than just Paul Ellering rambling from a Bible.
Exactly.
And I don't see him being on the main roster. So whenever they get the call up, I don't see him coming with them, Paul Ellering.
They got to be in the stable, man. When they get the call up, they got to have, and like I've said, Joe, something.
Unless they get a new manager, but I don't know.
But that's the thing. For me, Paul Heyman with Brock Lesnar, that's a different thing. That we know Paul Heyman is going to be there and he's going to help and really build a storyline. Paul Ellering, though, we don't know if he can really push that button that the AOP needs. We also need to hear a little bit more out of AOP and not just Paul.
Yeah, even the LOD got their and all that shit in,
So,
but those
I think
charisma.
Bringing in War Machine, though, to me is a good thing because we are long overdue a big, strong, big guy tag team that we've been missing for a long time.
Not in bad Skyrim outfits with plastic hammers and fucking just a credible fucking team that you can get. A team that, quite frankly, and it's great to see all these guys, come of age in NXT, but just a team that's that from the go. I feel like we're overdue. I'm tired of seeing these guys get shaped and molded. I just want to see a team get in, get their hands dirty. That's what fucking wrestling was back in the day. In the heyday, you'd see a guy jump and it was an impact. Look at the fucking Big Show in 99. Imagine NXT system around back then. He would have trudged around in developmental. By the time he came up, he would have been fucking Baron Corbin. There would have been no momentum. So I feel like that's kind of a lost art in a way too, and I feel like that's one of the bad aspects of having a performance center. I feel like when I read it now, it's as opposed to back in the day, you know, fucking random name, fucking Rey Mysterio signed with WWE, blah, 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 blah. Now it's signed to the Performance Center. It's just weird. It's like, I don't know. It shouldn't feel like minor league baseball to me. Wrestling was always different. You know what I mean? Like, you got your fucking nuts cut on the indies. It wasn't this grooming period in between. Hot takes, I know. I get personal about it, but it sucks. It really does, because we've seen nothing but busts, have we not, with main roster call-ups. Tell me more than 3 good ones.
Yeah, well, let's not forget Mike Bennett, though. He bypassed NXT, and it's worked out very well for him.
Of all the fucking guys, too, by the way, that made sense to just, you know, breeze right by.
But the crazy part is he needed NXT more than he needed the main roster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Maria being pregnant and all that does not help at all. But,
and then his painkiller addiction.
Yeah, and I mean... And then there's news that Jeff Jarrett could be on his way to the WWE too.
To the WWE rehab, you mean? Fucking funded by WWE.
But that was just like one rumor that I saw. I didn't see anything else.
I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon is still pretty angry about the $200,000 that he made him pay on his last night or whatever. If that rumor is true.
I think one we haven't really, and she, you know, kind of unfairly in a way, is kind of, you know, outshined a little bit in this announcement. Candice LeRae, what do you think about her, Broski? Did you catch a lot of her in the Mae Young Classic or on the Indies in general?
No, I don't. Is that Joey Ryan's girlfriend?
Gargano's wife.
Gargano. Oh yeah, sorry, wrong Joey.
She was in a team with Joey Ryan back in the day.
Okay, that's it. Yeah. That's I honestly haven't seen too much. I'm not too familiar with her, so I don't really have any strong feelings towards her. So
I think she, quite frankly, was a little outclassed in the Mae Young Classic as what she was. She didn't really stand out to me. She never really has. I kind of feel like she's one of the most overrated women in the world. I mean, she's okay.
She was pretty over in the Mae Young Classic, wasn't she? I don't remember, but it seemed like she was, but it's been a while.
Well, a lot of fans at Full Sail knew also she was Mrs. Johnny Gargano, and it didn't help that he came to ringside, so that got her the cheap pop.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Mm.
What do you think, Logan? Candice LeRae?
It never hurts to have another talent in the division. Yeah. We know NXT needs it badly, so because there's only like maybe 4 women that's going to be like main eventing in the female division right now.
Looks that way.
So we definitely need bodies in there. And I think the main roster could use some more bodies as well, even though we've got a couple factions coming along. That's terrible names like Riot Squad. Like, come on now. And I'm not even going to say the other one.
You think went into Absolution and Riot Squad? How you think it took longer than 6 minutes to come up with both of those?
I blame Road Dogg because everybody else apparently does.
All it took was one doobie with Road Dogg, and he came up with 2 stable names. That's all creative is now, is just Road Dogg and joints.
But it's insane that so much criticism on Twitter. Like, I've seen the tweets to Road Dogg saying, no, he's to blame for this and that.
Because he is.
SmackDown to me is 10 times better than what Raw is, no matter what.
What?
That's much.
Ice cold take. SmackDown has been fucking awful for like 2 months.
And I hate it always because Shane McMahon's always on the goddamn TV. I'm like, nope. Enough of him.
I love Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but quite frankly, this angle isn't setting my world on fire either.
I like it. That's what I disagree. I like it because I think heel Sami Zayn is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace for El Generico there.
I don't like it because of Shane McMahon, though. It's like he's just...
He kills everything he touches, man.
Yeah.
He's a Charlie Brown of WWE.
I'm enjoying the Styles run. The U.S. title tournaments, I agree. Raw's just been better. And like Broski said off air, it's a 3-hour show, but he looked up last night at the clock and it flew by. They've been getting their pacing down with Raw. And I'm not saying it's all been good, but they're getting that pace, especially, and I'll come clean. I think a Balor, I don't know what he is right now. I don't know if he's a tweener or a heel. I think a heel turn full-fledged is kind of asinine, considering they haven't even tapped what they can do merchandise-wise. But But
Yeah,
this is intriguing me, and this tweener Balor Club shit, it's leading to that pacing and time flying by when they're on the screen lately for me.
Yeah. And then if I know you guys didn't watch SmackDown, but they actually had the final match for the U.S. title tonight. So
yeah, and Rude is the new U.S. champion. Which I guess is not a surprise.
Spoilers.
Whatever.
You're welcome.
This drops in a few fucking days anyway. Everybody knows. Was it the right call? We'll see. I personally would put a belt back on Jinder just to get the marketeers out, and I feel like Jinder could use a mid-card run.
No, I don't think.
Have Rude chase it into Mania. Means more.
Yep, I agree with Travis.
He should belong in the bottom. He never deserved that push. Oh, he's fucking garbage. Right.
It's freezing in the studio tonight. At the end of this show, all these ice cold takes.
I think Drew shipped in some of his fucking salt from his salt mine.
Shout out to Drew, man. He's snowed in up there too. It's ice cold outside, but it's red hot in here tonight at HIBIKI High Spots. Man, as always, I want to thank all you guys so much for taking the time doing this, coming on. Always a pleasure to have each and every one of you gentlemen and all the lovely things we do together as far as shows. Broski, one more time, my man. We're going to catch you and all that good stuff.
YouTube.com/First Thing in the Morning Show. On Twitter at MTLBroski514. If you want to support the things I do, ProWrestlingTees.com/FTITM and Patreon.com/FTITM. Thanks for having me on, Travis.
No problem. I'll catch you on K Faith Today Podcast this week. And also, we got a little trick up our sleeves in the future.
Live on Grapple Vision.
Live on Grapple Vision. Yes, look for that. Excited. And no rules, no ring, no mercy. We got a little series planned for you. Look for that. That's going to be fun to do with you, my man. I'll catch you next time. Bronson.
I can't wait to do that.
It's going to be good stuff. It's going to be good stuff. Where can everyone check out, Bron?
Just catch me at BronsonTron on Twitter.
I'm sure you'll be on the Rumble Post Show, and I'll catch you here next week. Yeah. The cornerstone of HIBIKI High Spots. Red Hot Fire Logan Myers. Man, thank you again. The entrepreneur, the co-captain of Future Wrestling Podcast. It's fair to say at this point with you guys.
Yes, most definitely. And don't forget, I am the Iron Man of podcasts now. Don't forget that. You guys.
Shut up, Logan. I've done 2 podcasts today.
Oh, come on now. How many, Travis, did I do before Christmas?
Quite a bit. We've all done it. We've all paid our dues.
Oh, you mean during Christmas when you were creating new shows and not even letting me know?
Ooh.
Fire.
Coldest take of the night.
Hey, Logan, you want to address that before we get out of here? What's the deal with
No.
What's the deal with you going behind my back and trying to politic me out of the show? What's going on here?
Not happening.
You mad
never.
Are you mad because I get those titty pics in the DMs, Logan? I forward them all to you. I don't know why you're so angry.
Eric's new moniker is Ice Dagger.
I send them all to Logan. Logan has your titties, ladies.
Logan works at Twitter.
Well, that was a good way to end this.
Logan has your titties. Ain't that
I missed fucking with Logan.
The collector of breasts, Logan Myers. Where can everyone catch you? And all
you guys can. You can.
White meat, dark meat, it doesn't matter, Logan, right? It's all tender and juicy. Where can they check you out?
I can't do it. But you guys can check me out on Twitter at Logan Myers 144, #titties, and check Future Wrestling Podcast right there on YouTube with Eric Bronson and myself. And Travis is going to be guest starring and guest hosting on a couple of them as well. Right there on YouTube. You search Future Wrestling Podcast. Go like, subscribe, and enjoy everything.
Thank you, collector of titties.
Well, I guess I have to be a guest now, too. You just put me on the spot.
Oh, come on now. We have to do the one. We have to do...
That's what he does. He's a fucking sneaky little guy.
I want to be on the episode about legs, not titties. Can we do that?
FOW Rewind. Don't forget that, guys. Go check that out when we do get to do that.
That's another show we probably forgot to tell you about, I guess.
Yeah, is that another show I don't know about, Logan?
No, Eric knows about it because Eric's going to be on it.
Well, all right.
We're going to be talking everything. We're going to talk everything 93. So check that out.
Oh, nice. The year the Habs won the Stanley Cup. Nice. That's what I'll do. Can I talk about the Stanley Cup?
I want to go back to the #titties.
As always, you can find me on Twitter at @HIBIKITMD. Check out HIBIKI TMD YouTube. Hit that subscribe and like down below. Check out Reset Button, Slam Pigs Podcast, Slam Pigs Union Smack. Never drew a diamond. Catch me in first thing more. My man Broski right here on Gay Pay the Day Podcast. Until next week, HIBIKI High Spots. See you then.
Sounds like you were doing like a death.